What's up guys, welcome back to another video. So today I'm going to talk about features or changes that I think should be added to Fnaf TD. So if any of you are new around here, remember to like and subscribe and comment some features that you think should be added. Let's get into it. Right guys, so I'm just going to have some Fnaf TD gameplay in the background whilst I speak. So first thing I think that should be added to the game is weekly boss fights. Or it doesn't have to be weekly, it can be sort of similar to Endless where we get a new level like every now and then. But this would be sort of a boss fight where you get like a certain amount of money, like, you know, like 60k, and you have to place like a bunch of units at the beginning, and then you fight the boss, and you can still earn money as the boss goes on from dealing damage. But you have to sort of like find like the best team to fight this boss. Like some bosses might be like really fast, or some might have like, you know, tons of health, stuff like that. And depending on like the level of like difficulty you defeat the boss on, the better the rewards. Like another way to earn like presents and stuff like that, instead of getting them just from Endless, you can get like, I don't know, if you do like the last boss, you can get like 5 presents or something. I think this would be a really good idea. There could be like lead up waves as well to the boss to help you get some money. I just thought this would be a really good idea. I mainly got these ideas from BTD 6, which is another really good just tower defense game in general. Okay, next up is a support character bar. Now, I think this would just make the game so much better, and we wouldn't need to place like, we wouldn't need to have a slot in our inventory or 2 dedicated to a booster. This would just be like a little bar above the normal bar, or like separate to the next bar, where we can put our boosters, like range boosters and damage boosters, and even stuff like farms, I guess, but there's not really many in the game. On the topic of boosters, I like to see more boosters that sort of like are harder to get, like actual like nightmare boosters that do like range and damage boost. Also, some boosters that boost like a character's effects, like their slowing like effects, or boosters, oh god, how many times am I going to say boosters? Boosters that decrease characters like cooldowns as well, like speed boosters, because I don't think we actually have a single one of those. And like, I can think of so many characters that would be good for. Like in the gameplay in the back, I'm using like Limitless Shadow. His cooldown's quite long, but if we had like a really good one that like I'm trying to think from like what they could do from like Sister's location. I don't know really, but you know, just like a new booster that would reduce cooldown time. I just think this would make the game so much better because we only get range and damage, and you know, it's sort of like always the go-to damage and range boosters, but never any speed boosters. Okay, next up is 2 times speed. Now there is skip wave, but I believe like 2 times speed would just make the game a lot easier to grind. I don't even mind if they make this like 100 Robux, because they probably would anyways. But 2 times speed would just make the game like so much more fun, and would make, you know, like stuff like Endless take like 40 minutes, or you know, however long this will take. Not really much to say on this, but this probably will be added like sooner or later if we just give them enough time. 2 times speed would really help the game and grinders. Okay, so this is quite a big one, and this would be abilities. These would be like little things like in like the bottom left or right corner of your screen that have a cooldown for certain characters. Now obviously characters like, you know, Uncommon Freddy probably won't have an ability, but take like nightmare characters like Galleon Foxy, Limitless Shadow, you know, like Agonized String Jack. I'm talking about the evolved characters here. Mainly, I think they should start with. They should have abilities that can be activated mid-game. Now, these can be incredibly simple if they really want, but like they can be like things that like temporarily increase attack damage or attack speed or something like that. I think this would just be really cool. This is another feature that's in BTD 6 anyways, but we can get some really cool abilities, and this would sort of stop people sort of just from like placing all their towers down, upgrading, and sort of just like sitting and like watching a show or something, because, you know, after a while it gets a bit boring just watching your characters. This would just make the game a little bit more playable, and it make you feel like you're actually playing the game instead of just sort of placing down towers and then just like watching them. You'll be able to actually use abilities like ones that deal damage, or like throw out like grenades or something like that. I really don't know. Or like for slowing units like Galleon Foxy, like Nightmare, he like freezes everything on the screen. I think that would personally be a really good one as well. And some for like exclusive units. I'm sure they can think of tons of abilities for characters, and also boosters could have like abilities as well. Like Endo can like a short period of time double his damage boost. And imagine how useful this would be in Endless. Like a boss comes and then bang, he's a double damage boost, and that thing like dies instantly. They do need to add abilities, I think, and this could probably happen in the next update. If not, I'm like, well, when are we adding them? Because they are really important and should be added to this game. Okay, so at the beginning of the video, I also mentioned changes that should be added to the game. And there are some things about this game which, like, you know, I made a video on it before, but I deleted it because I didn't think it'd be like, I don't know if it wasn't doing too well. I was talking about the problems with some Roblox games, and this game has quite a few problems, and that's mainly just like luck and like rarity in general and gambling. This game has quite a few problems. If you guys didn't know, the new Apex unit is a guess how many chance. You know, we used to get to a 1 in 20k, 1 in 30k, 1 in 40k, 1 in 100,000. What? I don't even know how that's possible to get unless you're a content creator. I don't have it, but I would love to have it. But I think there's some stuff like that should just be changed. Also, they did something really sneaky actually in one of the updates. They increased the price of exclusive units secretly. Firstly, most new exclusive units now cost 75k, when most used to cost like 30k, and it's like slowly going up. And they did something, okay, with Purple Guy. This is just a complaint I have. With Purple Guy, he used to cost 75k, then 100k, then 125k, okay? So, like, by the end of, like, the week, you could probably get 4 and open them on times 2 luck and get a shiny, maybe. But, if you guys didn't know, they changed it. So now instead of going 75, 100, and 125, it goes 75, then instantly to 125, then to 175, and it adds 50k on each time. And I think these, like, really stingy updates should just, like, change. I mean, 1 in 100,000, you know? Like, what's adding extra coins kind of secretly? It's not in the update log, is it? Because, I mean, you know, like, adding coins secretly to exclusive units. Just the rarity of some stuff in general. Like, Nightmare is still, like, a 1 in, like, a million coins or something like that, I believe. It's not a 1 in 100,000, but it's like a 1 in like a million coins, which is like incredibly hard to get, to be honest. You'd have to play the game tons to get 2 different Nightmares. Would be like 2 million, and there's no pity for that either. So I think there's some changes like this, like come on, 1 in 100,000. Who is going to get that? Has anyone got that? I know YouTubers have, but like, has anyone just pulled that out of a pack? And keep in mind, the rarity was hidden before, and it was probably because they were too embarrassed to say, yeah, it's a 1 in 100,000. So if they keep going down this line, guys, next it's going to be 1 in a million, you know? Then it'll be 1 in 10 million. I think this was really silly by them, personally. If I were to make a complaint as a player of the game, or change back the exclusive unit prices, and why is it a 1 in 100,000? In my opinion, you know, there's changes that need to be made to this game. 1 in 100,000 is crazy. I'm going to keep saying that. 1 in 100,000. It's not even possible for anyone to get it. Because when we got this new update, I was like, oh, wow, a new unit. I wonder how rare that's going to be, and it's above Nightmare. Okay, my rant is over now. Next up, I think we should add some less rare units as well, and less rare enchants. In my opinion, there should be an enchant between Puppet's Nightmare and Shadow, because it kind of would make sense for there to be. Because there's like no 0.1% chance in the game except from Shadow. So it kind of makes sense for there to be a 0.25, like a secret sort of enchant, because, you know, secret's a 0.25. I think this would be really cool, and it could be like a speed enchant that's similar to Bounded, but instead increases your speed. I think this would just be really cool, you know, and it wouldn't be incredibly rare to get as well. It'd be rare, but it'd be in between those two. And maybe even an enchant between like Withered and Puppet's Nightmare. You know, that's still good. Also, some stuff like booster enchants as well. I would like to see some of those that change for different units, like boosters that increase their range and boosting effect. Like if you were to get like a Puppet's Nightmare booster, it would increase its range boosting mechanics, because right now, the only point of getting an enchant on a booster is, firstly, getting it shiny is like the best thing you can do, and getting Puppet's Nightmare on it is like the best thing you can do. So, yeah, there's no real point to getting like Vengeance on a booster, really, just unless you just want to flex. but there's no real point. We just need some new enchants and maybe some less rare units as well. Like maybe one between like called like mystical or something. I just thought of that off my head, but between like secret and nightmare, because it almost feels like, you know, secret is like a 1 in 400 and we go to like a 1 in like 10,000, and I think that's like just a bit too much of a decrease. And then we just go to 1 in 100,000 as I was talking about earlier. But yeah, I think we should have a unit in between. That would just really help get some better units that aren't immediately nightmare but before like mystical, and they have like a different color border and stuff like that. Okay, next up here I've put other ways to earn presents, because there isn't really many ways to earn presents in the game. You have endless, which is probably the best way to get presents, but that gets really monotonous after a while. There is the normal game as well, which you can get nightmare presents from. I bet you guys didn't even know that, because you probably haven't even got one from a normal game. I haven't, personally, and I've got like 433 wins. So maybe that needs to be toned down. It's probably like a 1 in like a million or something, knowing the devs. So, you know, well probably 100,000 to get a nightmare present. So the best way is to get it from endless, but the results from endless are really varied. You can get like one present from doing 100 ways, or you can get like 6. So yeah, that's another problem, is just the drop rates on presents. I think there should just be other ways to get them. Like even in like Western events, there should be a way to get like nightmare presents as well. I think that'd be quite nice. Or we up the drop rate in normal games as well, because I've actually never gotten one from a normal game. So like currently the best way to farm for like Nightmare Bonnie, if you don't have them, is to play Endless 4. I believe it has a higher chance than Endless 4, guys. If you want to get Nightmare Bonnie, you just got to repeatedly play that over and over again, and yeah, it gets quite boring. Also, coins from Endless isn't that good either. For the amount of like stuff you're doing, the coins isn't too good. You should be getting like 10k each time. So yeah, I think that should be changed. But drop rates or ways to get presents would be really nice. Quests as well, because when you complete the battle pass, there's basically no point doing these like summon 7 times quests, because you're actually just losing income. If you just summon, you lose coins and you gain like less back. So in my opinion, there should be like a at the end, like after you complete all your quests, you should get like 5 presents or something like that. I think that'd be really cool. Like it says like 4 out of 5, 5 out of 5, 6 out of 7. Wait, what am I on about? 6 out of 7, and then like 7 out of 7, and bang, done all your quests, you get like 5 nightmare presents. I think this would just be a really cool addition. I'm surprised it's actually not in the game yet. Just more ways to get presents apart from calendar, daily missions, endless, repeat, you know. Anyways, guys, I hope you all enjoyed this video. I'll be seeing you next one. Goodbye. Thank you guys for watching.